Good morning, friends. I hope that everyone is staying healthy and well. And I thought that I would share with you this morning just kind of my morning wake up routine. So it's going to be very raw and unfiltered. And I think I might still be half asleep, but maybe we can kind of wake up together. So I started my morning off with a beautiful poem that I wanted to share with you. So take a moment, find some sort of comfortable seated position on your mat. Maybe close your eyes and start to deepen the breath. Notice how your body feels. On the day when the weight deadens on your shoulders and you stumble, may the clay dance to balance you. And when your eyes freeze behind the gray window and the ghost of loss gets into you, may a flock of colors, indigo, red, green, and azure blue, come to awaken you in a meadow of delight, where McCanvas phrase in the currach of thought and a stain of ocean blackens beneath you. May there come across the waters a path of yellow moonlight to bring you safely home. May the nourishment of the earth be yours. May the clarity of light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours. May the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so may a slow wind work these words of love around you, an invisible cloak to mind your life. By John O'Donohue. Let's drop our chin down towards our chest, lengthen out through the back of the neck. And then we'll just do some neck circles, taking one ear over towards the shoulder, bringing the head back, lifting through the chest. And then just dropping the chin down towards chest again. And then rolling the neck the other way. So just kind of slowly and gently feeling into opening through the back, the sides, and the front. Next time the chin rolls down towards the chest, let's actually allow the torso to kind of roll forward, letting the head hang really heavy, releasing any tension from the back of the neck. And then pushing into one knee, turn towards the side and feel that deeper stretch through the lower back on one side of the spine. And then we'll just roll forward again. Draw the belly in, tuck the tailbone slightly, and then we'll push into the opposite knee and just kind of turn towards the other side. And then we'll roll back through center. And we'll sit all the way back up into upright. If you're in a cross-leg seated position or wherever you are, let's uncross the legs. Take the feet wide. We'll just kind of drop the knees a little bit here from side to side. And then we'll take the soles of the feet together. Hands towards shins or ankles. And then just gently fold it forward. So at first we'll keep a long spine, so try and avoid rounding through the upper back, using the core to help lengthen. And then eventually tuck chin down towards chest, allow the arms to hang, and just again roll forward. So that sense of kind of going inwards, which is also sort of what's happening in the world around us. We're all getting more time to sort of do the things that we've wanted to do or explore some new things that we've been meaning to try. On the next inhale, let's sit all the way back up into upright. Draw the knees together. Take the soles of the feet to the floor. Hands behind, and we'll lift up into a reverse tabletop position, just starting to gently open up through the upper body. And then releasing down. We'll extend the legs out. Turn the hands to face back. Push into the palms. Lift through the chest. And then we'll take a little bit of a twist here. Let's take the right ankle over top of the left knee. Sit up nice and tall. And then we'll drop the legs towards the left side. Sweep that left foot around and plant the sole of the right foot to the ground. Sweep the left arm around the right knee, twist towards the right side. Feeling that gentle wringing out of the spine from the tailbone all the way up through the top of the head, lift through the chest. And then we'll come back through center. We'll unwind the legs. Let's take another reverse tabletop position. Feel that opening through the front of the body. And then dropping the hips down, we'll move to the other side. So we'll start just by crossing that left ankle over top, lifting through the chest. And then we'll sweep the right foot around as the left foot plants. Right arm hugs left knee, twist towards the left side. So as you twist, we're looking for length to the spine, as well as that revolve from the base of the spine up through the neck. We'll use an inhale to come back through center, uncross the legs. So you can take that first reverse tabletop position, or extending the feet out in front and taking a reverse plank position. So feeling strength to the back body as you open through the front. We'll release that down. And then we'll sweep the hands up. Big toes are together here. We're engaging through the core. Reach towards the feet. So it's morning time. Oftentimes the backs of the legs are a little bit tighter. So you don't have to go really deep here. You might reach towards the feet. You might want to reach towards the shins. But wherever the hands land, use the hands to help you lengthen through the spine and lift through the chest. And then breath by breath, you might go a little bit deeper. For the last couple of breaths, we'll release the arms around the body forward, chin towards chest to let the body hang. Remember, inhale, come all the way back up into upright, sweeping the feet towards the side. And we'll take a tabletop position, working a little bit more on opening through the front body and the side body. Let's drop the belly, lift the tailbone, gaze up. And then rounding the spine. Core is contracting, drawing the belly in as we tuck the tailbone under, let the head hang heavy. And we'll do that a few more times in each direction, moving with the breath. Come back to a neutral position. So we're drawing the belly in, back is flat. We'll come into a puppy stretch, walking the hands forward. Hands shoulder width apart, releasing the forehead and the heart down towards the mat. Feel that beautiful opening in between the shoulder blades. Take a couple of breaths into the upper chest. And then lifting the forehead, walking the hands back. We'll come into a threaded needle, reaching the left hand up to open first, and then threading that left hand down and through, coming onto the left shoulder, releasing the head down, and then just planting that right hand in front of the face, using the hand to help open us up and twist. If we want to go a little bit further here, we can lift that right leg up and back. If we want to play around with balancing, which helps us to ground our energy, we could reach the right hand up. We'll start by planting the hand back down if it's lifted. Take that foot down, unwind, come all the way back up. Before we move to the other side, keep the toes tucked under. Settle the hips back towards the heels. Walk the hands forward, release the forehead, kind of like a modified child's pose. And just rock a little bit from side to side here. And as you move your body and shift into one shoulder and then the other, you're going to feel a little bit of a deeper opening from the right to left arm. And settle the forehead back towards center, lift through the hips. And then we'll do our threaded needle on the other side, reaching the right hand up. And then threading it down and through. Releasing the weight of the head and grounding that left palm, spending a couple of moments just opening up first into the upper back before you decide if you want to balance on this side. And if you want to add, we'll extend the left leg up and back. Left arm can begin to lift. And then taking it back down. And grounding down through that back knee. Let's unwind. Keep those back toes tucked under. Push into the palms to settle the hips back towards the heels. And then from here, we'll move into a downward dog. So lifting through the hips, dropping the heels towards the mat. And then really lengthening out through the back of the neck. You might want to drop one heel first and then the other. So oftentimes in the morning, our bodies want flow. Just enjoying that little bit of movement after being still during the night. And then eventually lengthen out again through the backs of both legs. Drop both heels down, pushing into the palms. Thinking about creating that deep V with the body. Releasing any tension from the neck, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to step the right foot forward in between the hands here. Drop the back knee. And then take the hands, place them on that front knee. Sink through the hips as you lift through the heart. We're going to sweep the hands behind us, interlace the fingers, and then just reach the hands away from the hips. Releasing the hands on either side of that front foot. We'll step it back into our downward dog. And then taking the left foot forward. Dropping the back knee, lift up, take a moment to lengthen or dropping the tailbone down, sinking through the hips so that we can lift through the chest, sweeping the hands back and around again. This time see if you can place the opposite thumb on top, and then lifting the hands away from the hips. Feel that opening through the front of the chest, that lift through the sternum. And then we'll release the hands again, step it back into downward dog. And from here we'll move into pigeon, starting with the right leg. Let's take the toes together. Sweep that right leg up and back. And then take it forward, hug it in towards the chest for a moment, engage through the core. And then we'll take the right foot over towards the left side. Drop the hips, walk the left leg back. Left hip is rolling forward, right hip is moving back, so we're centering the hips. Both hips are pointing in the same direction. We'll lift through the chest, lengthen through the spine, and then just gently begin to walk the hands forward. And maybe you just come onto the elbows here. What if the body is ready to go deeper? You can bring yourself a little bit lower, maybe even resting the forehead towards the floor. Keep that left hip tucking under the body, opening through the right hip. And then pushing into the palms, lifting your way up and back. Downward dog. From downward dog, toes together. Left foot sweeps up and back. Push into the palms, keep the hips moving up and back. And then eventually make your way forward, drawing that left knee in towards the chest, engaging through the core for a moment. And then taking our pigeon pose opposite side, left foot makes its way over towards the right. Making sure to protect that left knee joint, finding a place to rest the back foot, and then leveling out the hips and the pelvis, lifting through the chest. And then eventually walking forward while keeping the length to the body, reaching the top of the head away from the tailbone. then lifting back up, pushing into the palms, making our way up and back into our downward facing dog. One more time. We'll bring the weight of the body forward, come into a plank position. And from our plank position, we'll shift the weight of the body forward. Knees can drop down, or keeping the knees lifted and lowering all the way down towards the ground. Toes untuck. Top of the feet plant. We'll walk the hands forward. Elbows underneath shoulders, lifting through the heart. And then we'll walk the elbows out, lower through the upper body, plant one hand on top of the other, bend the knees, and just windshield wiper the feet side to side. And then we'll work on strengthening a little bit through the back body. This is a beautiful way to support the kidneys and stimulate the adrenal glands. Let's take the hands, reach them back, palms facing down, thumbs facing out. Engage through the core and notice how the pelvis and the hips kind of ground towards the mat. On an inhale, lift up, hands, feet, and head. And then exhale to lower. Move with your breath. Inhale to rise up, and exhale to lower. We'll do that 3 more times. Let's take the arms out, stretch them out into a T position, so straight out from the shoulders. We'll bend the left elbow, place the palm of the hand on the ground. We're going to push into that hand so that we can roll over towards the right side. So as you roll to the right side, that right hand is going to crawl its way out so that the shoulder stays open. And then option is to bend the knees, just rest one knee on top of the other. Second option is to keep the bottom leg straight, take the top foot, place it behind. So as long as there's no pain into that shoulder joint, you can go nice and deep here. You could even take that left hand or reach it back behind. If our left hand is lifted, let's place it back down towards the ground. And then unwind, come back onto the front body. And then stretching left hand out. Grounding down through that right palm. And we'll make our way over towards the other side. Oftentimes, the one side feels very different than the other, so just notice where the opening is here. Making sure that there's no pain into that left shoulder. And then option again if you want to lift that right hand and reach it up and back. Slowly roll to unwind. And then from here, let's just take the hands back one more time. We're going to clasp the hands behind the back, just like we did when we were in our low lunge. On an inhale, lift the hands, the feet, the head, and the heart. We're going to pause and hold here for 3 deep throat full breaths. Exhale, lower back down. And from here, I'm just going to flip over onto our backs. Once you're on your back, bend your knees, soles of the feet to the mat. Feet are about hip width apart, palms facing down. Reaching the hands towards the heels so that the arms are lengthened. We're going to push into the feet, start to lift the hips up, coming into a little bit of a bridge pose. Might walk the feet a little bit closer in, lift the heels, come onto the toes. And then slowly start to lower down, one vertebra at a time, taking your hips down last. Walking the feet out again, placing the soles of the feet to the mat. Let's take the feet wide to the edges of the mat, keep the knees bent. Hands are going to come out into that T position. And we're just going to drop the knees from side to side here. Next time the knees drop to the right, keep the knees over towards the right side. If you want to increase the stretch, increase the twist, you could take that right foot, place it on top of the left knee, and then turn the head towards the left side. Releasing the foot. Drawing the knees back up through center. Take the knees to the left. Option again to go deeper here if you want. And then releasing the twist. Knees come back up, head faces up. We'll do one side body stretch to finish. We're going to extend our legs long, but the feet are going to come over towards the right side. We'll cross the left ankle over top of the right, so left foot on top. You should start to feel a bit of a stretch into that left hip. And then we're going to add the upper body. So we'll walk the shoulders and the head a little bit over towards the right side. Reach the hands up and over and take hold of the left wrist with the right hand so that you can kind of lengthen that arm up and over. So you're feeling the stretch now not only into the left hip, but the left shoulder as well. We have Sagira coming to say hi, sticking with tradition for our yoga videos. Hello. Take a couple more deep, full breaths. Expanding the muscles in the rib cage along the left side of the body. It should feel pretty juicy. Side body stretches are actually one of my favorite ways to wake the body up in the morning. There's something that's really kind of invigorating and enlivening about them. To come out, let's walk the upper body back through center, release the arms. We'll walk the legs back through center. Let's bend the knees for a moment so that we can shift the hips back into a really neutral position. Release any tension from the spine, and then we'll come to the other side. Legs come over towards the left, right foot on top. And then walking the upper body towards the left side. It's kind of like we're making a new moon shape or the shape of a banana. So this posture is actually named Banana Asana. So creating that nice sort of C shape through the body, and then breathing into any areas that feel tight or constricted. Noticing any spots that you can soften. Sometimes we actually start to hold tension in the body as we hold a pose. Hello. Two more deep, full breaths. Releasing tension from the body and from the mind at the same time. And then we'll walk the upper body to a neutral position. Uncross the legs, bring the feet back in. Let's take one more bridge pose here to release tension from the spine. So knees bent, feet in, hands down, lift through the hips as you push into the feet, making sure that the knees are not collapsing out towards the side. So keeping pressure towards the big toe mounds of the feet. And then we can interlace the hands behind the back and walk the shoulders under to lift just a little bit higher. So now we're really activating through the back body. This is a beautiful opening through the front body. It invigorates the throat chakra, our ability for freedom of speech. And then we'll release the shoulders. Let the hands come wide. Slowly start to drop the hips back down. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Lift the shoulders. Lift the head like you're curling yourself into a ball. And then option to come down into a shavasana, or if you're ready to move on to the next activity of your day, you'll take your hands behind your thighs, rock yourself up into a seated position, and take a moment just in seated before you come off of your mat. And close your eyes again. We'll seal the practice that we've done together by taking the hands towards the heart center. And this is just sort of our gesture of gratitude. So gratitude for health and well-being, for ourselves, our loved ones, our community, and the entire world. So when we take time to really find that place inside of us, that place of stillness and openness, it gives us the opportunity to remember that we are more alike than we are different. Stay well. Namaste.